We're going to talk about this briefly here. Dallas Cowboys owner, and shout out to Torian because Torian actually put this a article related to this in the Discord chat. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, Buffalo owner Terry Pegula, accused of making racist comments according to a lawsuit. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Look at Jerry Jones. Do you all believe that he did it? Absolutely. Me, absolutely, I did it. Shout out to my man James Hudson. What's good with it, bro? Absolutely, I believe that Jerry Jones did it. He was in the civil rights pictures. Come on, this dude is a legacy ADOSO. You know what I'm saying? Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones and Buffalo Bills owner Terry Pegula are each accused of making a racist comment about black players, according to a racial discrimination lawsuit filed on Tuesday by a former writer for the NFL. Jim Trotter, a longtime writer who now works for theathletic.com, filed the lawsuit, which in part accuses the two owners of making a racist comment about black players. Trotter's lawsuit accuses Pegula of making a racist comment after being asked about player protests against racial injustice and the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, talking about racial injustice and the Black Lives Matter movement, if there's anything that brings racism out of old legacy, just old trifling people like Jerry Jones, it's talking about racial justice and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They can't stand that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So let me see here. Let me see something here. There's a let me see this. Hold on real quick. Oh, okay, yeah. So there's a copy of the lawsuit. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys this copy of this lawsuit real quick. You can find it on Twitter. All right. It says the NFL takes no action in response to racist conduct by Buffalo Bills team owner Terry Pegula. Complaints swept under the rug. On September 3rd of 2020, a large NFL media Zoom meeting was held, which included approximately 40 newsroom employees. The purpose of the meeting during the middle of the pandemic was to connect people who were not working together in person and discuss various stories people were working on. During the meeting, an NFL media reporter described a conversation he had with Buffalo Bills owner Terry Pegula, in which Mr. Pegula was speaking about the recent emphasis on social activism by NFL players, in particular, the support for Black Lives Matter. As reported, Mr. Pegula stated that if the black players don't like it here, they should go back to Africa and see how bad it is. This remark was so offensive and racist that the people in the meeting appeared to be frozen, unsure how to even react. Now, my thing is that they should be able to subpoena the Zoom record file, because all Zoom files are recorded. And if they can subpoena the Zoom record file and get that document from there, that should be able to validate whether this was said or not, which I absolutely believe that this was said. Okay. So now here it says Mr. Trotter would not stand by and spoke up. In front of everyone in attendance, Mr. Trotter asked Mr. Marvel and Mr. Sperry if there were going to be a discussion about what Mr. Pegula had said, given that it was so highly offensive and racist. They responded that they would speak to the reporter about it further and decide how to handle the matter. All right. Let me see. Hold on real quick. So now here it says, thereafter, Mr. Trotter sought out Mr. Marvel and Mr. Jernka on a near weekly basis about what was being done to address Mr. Pegula's discriminatory remarks. Mr. Trotter was repeatedly brushed off and told that the league office is investigating it. It sounds just like how the police operate, don't it? If this sounds like how the police operate, give me a thumbs up. If it don't sound like how the police operate, then give me a thumbs down. However, this went on for months, and Mr. Trotter never received any further update beyond this superficial statement. Notably, no one from the NFL's league office ever reached out to Mr. Trotter to interview him in connection with any supposed investigation that was supposedly ongoing. Clearly, it was not a priority to investigate an NFL team owner's discriminatory animus and discriminatory remarks in conversations with employees. So now here goes my question. How many times have we heard stories like this? And it's the same thing that I'm going to ask about that employer that we talked about at the beginning of the stream to talking about this. These team owners, if they repeatedly continue to keep acting like this, players continue to go through this. If you keep working for companies that treat you like this, that is giving a positive reinforcement that you're okay with being treated like this. You know what I'm saying? So at what point do people stop? When are people going to stop working for establishments that treat them like this? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. If you guys haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure you guys hit the bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. However, it went on for months, and Mr. Trotter said neither any further update beyond the superficial statement. Notably, no one from the NFL's league office ever reached out to Mr. Trotter to interview him in connection with any supposed investigation that was supposedly ongoing. Clearly, it was not a priority to investigate an NFL team owner's discriminatory animus and discriminatory remarks in conversations with employees. Nearly 1 year after the incident, Mr. Marvel told Mr. Trotter that the league had provided him with a response. He told Mr. Trotter, New York says it's an HR matter and that's the end of it. Thus, in response to an allegation by an employee, the reporter, and a complaint by another employee, Mr. Trotter, that an NFL owner and employee made racist remarks that ridiculed black players, also employees, for their social activism, the NFL did absolutely nothing. Now, white people sit here and say that the NFL is woke. Jay, I'm dead. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Make sure y'all show some love and some prayers to Harvey. You know what I'm saying? The passing of his father. That's terrible. Right. The Clippers coach lost ownership of his team for talking foul to his second wife. But you definitely not about to lose anything for talking crazy about some black men. Which is one of the reasons why, if you ask me, that's why we need to get the power and give society everything that is given us. We need to put the bottom on the top and the top on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Because the time for talk is over. They had the opportunity to fix things. It chose to keep them broke. So now when we fix things the way we fix them, don't complain about it if it don't work out in the favor for you. Yeah, I heard about Young Jeezy divorcing that Jenny May. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about Young Jeezy divorcing Jenny May? They just got married, what, a year ago? Year or two ago? I gotta agree with John. The Bible said the last shall be first and the first will be last. So sounds like embracing villainy to me. Facts. Yeah, I remember when people was doing the content about them two getting married and now they getting divorced. Here's the majority. The United States creates a majority of women who are unrelationshipable. I don't really know. I don't know, man. Women nowadays try to shame men for not being married. I don't really see a reason unless you're just the luckiest person in the world and you're fully confident, which even your confidence may not be accurate. I'm sure everybody who goes into marriage thinks that they're confident. I don't really see a benefit in marriage for men. Shout out to John Guillory. John said Jeezy was stupid because she said that black men were her fetish years ago on her show live. Why would he date somebody that said that? Well, if somebody came out and said that, you gonna date them? That's if you decide to deal with that, that's pump and dump qualifiers, not marriage qualifiers. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jeezy supposed to be a thug though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he put on for his city and all that. You know what I'm saying? As I'm telling you, man, these hip hop cats is clowns. They're true clowns. Look at all these hip hop. Look at Exhibit getting the business from his ex-wife, and all they rap about is how they don't love hoes and shit out there on the West Coast and shit like that. Stupid ass shit they talk about on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Gang banging and shit. You know what I'm saying? They sit there and talk about gang banging out there with the West Coast rap, and now their gangs are just a remnant of the past. Hip hop studio gangsters are I'm trying to tell y'all, man, the rappers are goofy. These are goofy cats. These cats are goofballs. Everything that they claim that they do in their raps, they don't do that shit. They're not about that life. They don't do any of that shit. And all they do is perpetuate a message of shit that they don't do. See, the real rappers who was actually doing that shit, they don't do that kind of shit no more. 50 Cent was actually doing that shit. He's not doing that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's how you can tell a studio gangster. Studio gangster fumble the bag trying to validate themselves throughout their entire life. A real cat that's actually in that life, they not doing that life no more. And I agree with John. Some of these rappers be the biggest simps ever. Facts. Goofballs. And one thing that they don't like is that now that social media is out, having a social media following makes it harder for them. You know what I'm saying? Because now people can expose them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sit up here and talk greasy about rappers all day because I don't have respect for them. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I do that and breathe every day, you're not gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you so gangster, like, why don't you deal with the shit that's really actually going on messing with us? Why don't you go handle some of those record labels that's turning over everything on your albums to the court system and then running y'all money for RICO cases? Like, y'all are low IQ clowns. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta agree with Johnny Gibbs. CB4, the movie with Chris Rock, exposed how these rappers are fake gangsters. Facts. These rappers are so gangster, but then some old bag of bones that don't carry a gun, without pointing a gun at you, would direct you to lock yourself in a cage for 25 years. Clowns. I don't have no respect for none of these rap cats. None of them. You're dumb. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I was saying. I forget who I was saying this to or in whose chat it was, but this right here is what people are not getting. What people are dealing with now is the karma of the failure to embrace intellectuals. Intellectuals have been throwaway people. No one ever cared about intellectuals. Intellectual people have been throwaway people. And then people want to try to shame them type of people and say that, oh, they left the community. It's just another failure of accountability. Intellectualism and intelligence has never been appreciated. It's not something that's really desired. You know what I'm saying? And so then now you have all these people outraged talking about preferences and all of this shit. Nobody ever talk about Pookie preference though. Pookie preference is the reason why intellectuals get outcast. You know what I'm saying? You go rob a gas station, you know what I'm saying, and sell a couple bricks, you're gonna get more respect than somebody that get a couple degrees. That's the world is correct right there. Now that we moving into the into the information age, you know what I'm saying? Intelligence is necessary. Well, I mean, when your intellectual muscles are what creates the new armor of the warrior class, and you are dealing with a bunch of people that have no appreciation for intellectualism and create intellectual throwaways, I mean, you basically just, you know what I'm saying, like, just are giving your future soldiers away. I hate to say this, but I can't have sympathy for that. And then turn around and be unaccountable for it by making up false narratives. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's something that people just gotta answer for. That's something that people gotta be left to their devices for, and hopefully they think about it and evolve from there. If it's not too late already. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel that anybody owes anybody any kind of catch up or any kind of repair to that either. You know what I'm saying? The all the generations that created throwaway brothers, the brothers that been thrown away don't owe anybody shit. They only owe themselves a good life. They don't owe any repair to those who threw them away. You know what I'm saying? Until people can sit there and acknowledge that they created a class of throwaway brothers don't owe nobody shit. That's just the cruel reality of it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We see it every day. And people not supposed to say anything about it to make people feel good, to make people feel like they've been doing shit right this entire time. It's clearly something haven't been done right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, root cause analysis is the start of fixing problems. So when people actually want to start fixing problems, they're going to look at the root cause of shit. You really don't look at doing what you do right to fix something. You look at what you've been doing wrong to fix it. If you hire a business consultant, are they going to come back with a list of everything that you're doing right? Or do you hire a consultant to tell you what you're doing wrong at a business? Yet our quote unquote organization only responds to hearing what we do right. Johnny Gibbs said, somebody said Sexy Red music is discharge music. Oh my God. I felt my lunch come back up. Ugh, that's trife. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about Sexy Red, man. But I don't know why you would go on a podcast and talk about your medical history in those kind of details if you got all that going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you would do it. You know? So now here it says, Mr. Trotter said to Marvel, so we are sweeping this under the rug. Mr. Marvel responded, I can only tell you what I've been told. So they basically handled this situation like how the police handle stuff. You know what I'm saying? Is anybody surprised that they took the police approach with handling this? If you understand that these people are the same type of people that are on the police, you know what I'm saying, then you know, it will make sense to you. Yeah, there was somebody made a meme. I saw a meme on Facebook a long time ago, and it said Jeezy told black men's sons to sell dope, and his son graduated from college. Yeah, that's facts. You know what I'm saying? That's big facts. Look at what sit back and think about all the stuff that rappers was telling younger people what to do, and ask yourself, would rappers tell their children to do that stuff? And the rappers that do have children that do that stuff, look how problematic their children are. Look at T.I.'s kids, how problematic they are. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Trotter's lawsuit accuses Pegula of making a racist comment after being asked about player protests against racial injustice and the Black Lives Matter movement. The lawsuit alleges Pegula responded to a question about the protest, stating, if the black players don't like it here, they should go back to Africa and see how bad it is. Actually, the black players should go back to Africa and see how good you make an NFL team. Let me ask you guys a question. If the black players took his advice and went back to Africa, what would the NFL teams look like? I'm not trying to be funny, but every time white people say go back to Africa, black people should take a plug out of the economy that we've created here to help fuel the United States' economy and actually bring the entire sector of that economy back to Africa and literally liquidate the United States. There should be a 5% GDP decrease with the mass exodus every time a white person ever opens their mouth to say go back to Africa. And how quickly do you think that they'll try to scramble to make some laws against people migrating or anything like that? And I'm not trying to be funny, but like with Africa being a part of BRICS, Africa should be fully set up for incoming businesses when white people say go back to Africa. They should be fully set up to integrate whatever type of business operation with a complete supply chain. When white people say go back to Africa, we'd be like, cool, all right, peace. Yeah, I agree. If you guys agree with Johnny, give me a thumb. And honestly, how do you think that the NFL's revenue, let's say, for instance, all the black players in the NFL went back to Africa, and for every African country, instead of doing it like the state teams, every country had a NFL team, and they called it like the AFL, the African Football League, and they just set up the same teams but in different countries of Africa, and they created it like a Upper Sahara League and a Lower Sahara League, and that would be like the equivalent of the NFC and the AFC. And just leave these white dudes out here to go to a nursing home and get on a feed tube and an oxygen machine until they croak. You know what I'm saying? How many now? If that happened with the NFL, then the owners keep talking crazy. That happened with the NBA. Then it happened with boxing. You know what I'm saying? Then it happened with hip hop. Then it happened with acting. Now, when the next time you think a white person will open up their mouth to say something crazy like that? Say something like that again, you know what I'm saying? All the private people that work for companies gonna take their patents over there. Now here go my question. Why don't people do that? Johnny, you got to join the Discord, bro. You got all the sports info. You know what I'm saying? I seen that Aaron Rodgers thing. I ain't even trying to be funny, but I seen a tweet about that. That tweet had me dying laughing. So now here it says, Trotter alleges in the lawsuit that in September of 2020 during a Zoom call, an unnamed fellow NFL media reporter recalled a conversation he had with Pegula, and Pegula made the comment. Pegula released a statement denying that he made the comment. The statement attributed to me in Mr. Trotter's complaint is absolutely false, Pegula said Tuesday in a statement. I am horrified that anyone would connect this kind of allegation. Racism has no place in our society, and I'm personally disgusted that my name is associated with this kind of compliment. No, you're not. And if you claim that, no, you're not. Everything that you just said is a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it, dude. Trotter also accuses Jones of stating if blacks feel some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire. When he was asked about the league's poor track record of hiring black professionals, Jones absolutely said this. And honestly, however, like I said, when white people make these kind of comments, black people need to actually do these comments and then spank the business of the white person that said that out of existence. Like, absolutely buy your own team and then absolutely decimate the Dallas Cowboys, destroy them to the point where they can't give away a ticket. And then keep stepping on them while they're down. All kinds of merchandise. Smear campaigns against the Dallas Cowboys. Completely eradicate them. Leave them two-dimensional on the floor with their face in the dirt and keep walking back and forth over their back. That's exactly what you have to do. I don't understand why so many people take this soft approach. Oh my God, they hurt me. Man, are you serious? Say something like that to me and see what happens. Man, I'm about to drive one of those things that they flatten tar in the street over you until I can't drive anymore. You know what I'm saying? I would destroy the Dallas Mavericks. I would make a shirt with that picture from him being at the Arkansas school, and I would say the idea for me buying this team came from the Arkansas education system. I would destroy that team. You know what I'm saying? I would destroy that team. I would destroy Jerry Jones. I would destroy the Jones family. It would be done. It would be a wrap. There would be so much just horrifying stuff associated with the Jones name that no one would even, if your last name was Jones, even if you're not even associated with them, you wouldn't want to have the last names of Jones. Yeah, facts. Just big facts, Tori, and facts. They say one thing and do another. Yeah, they'll be like, oh well, we didn't mean it. It doesn't matter. We're now making too much money on the team. We got a good team. We got a fan base. Everybody likes us. And honestly, even if we get a losing record, we still have a business in trashing you. You know what I'm saying? Get somebody. I mean, like, if people actually, if like the athletes, you know what I'm saying, like somebody like a Deion Sanders, you know what I'm saying, got on board, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, I'll coach y'all. Oh my God, another shirt. Look at this. Check this out. Another shirt, right? Another shirt from that Arkansas Arkansas 5 that says Jerry Jones's teams have never succeeded at blocking anybody from getting in the end zone. I'm telling you, man, I would destroy that the Dallas Cowboys, even off of an allegation. I don't care if it's true or not. Even if an allegation came out, same thing. You're done. And just an ongoing bombardment until the Dallas Cowboys would cease to exist. Now, here's my question. Why do the NFL players not feel the need to do that? Because they could. They could, but they don't. My question is, why don't they? Jones released a statement addressing the accusation. Diversity and inclusion are extremely important to me personally and to the NFL, Jones said in a statement. The representation made by Tim Trotter of a conversation that occurred over 3 years ago with myself and our VP of player personnel, Will McClay, is simply not accurate. Trotter said he told NFL officials about the comments and asked what would be done about what he describes as highly offensive and racist comments. He alleged that the league repeatedly told him the league office is investigating it for weeks and eventually did nothing. Trotter filed a discrimination and retaliation lawsuit against the NFL and NFL media. The lawsuit alleges that Trotter's contract was not renewed by the league because he repeatedly raised questions and complaints about the lack of diversity in the NFL's league office, along with its coaches and within its media coverage. And I agree. So it sounds like this Trotter dude was dealing with a little bit of retaliation. You know what I'm saying? So how many people knew about Jerry Jones' sexual assault lawsuit? Did you guys know that Jerry Jones was involved in a sexual assault lawsuit? If you guys knew about that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't know about that, give me a thumbs down. Hold on real quick. Oh, shit. Hold on. Hold up. My bad. My computer is moving slow. Hold on real quick. Good Lord. All right, I'm gonna have to work on this later. You knew about his side, baby? He's paid off a few women. What's up with these old NFL owners, man? What the Patriots owner just a couple years ago involved in some degeneracy? When a Patriots owner involved in some degeneracy, court denies Jerry Jones appeal in sexual assault lawsuit. The Supreme Court of Texas denied an appeal made by the Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones in a personal injury lawsuit that accuses him of sexual assault, according to the Dallas Morning News. With the denial, the case can now be heard by a jury in the Dallas County District Court. He's going to be held accountable, attorney Thomas Daniel Bowers told the Morning News. There's no more dodging or delaying. It's time for justice. Bowers' client alleges Jones kissed her on the mouth and forcibly grabbed her without consent on September 16th of 2018 at AT&T Stadium. The lawsuit was dismissed in February of 2022, but a state appellate court reversed the decision, according to the newspaper. An appeal to the Supreme Court was made on Jones' behalf in May. Jones has denied the allegations through the court. All right. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Yeah. All right. So there's that. Jerry Jones be busy, man. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Jones, it seems like he's a busy guy. He busy being racist. You know what I'm saying? He busy grabbing women and doing all kind of extra stuff. Like, why don't he go sit his old self down somewhere? Jay Field said Robert Kraft loves happy endings. Oh, man. He had a daughter from one of the side pieces. He took it all the way, huh? Cowboy owner Jerry Jones reacts to NFL racism lawsuit accusations. Says Cowboy owner Jerry Jones, the representation in a lawsuit alleging a racially charged remark is not true. Bro, you was sitting outside of the school during the civil rights era. You're a legacy flea-bitten racist. Fuck out of here. Just own the shit with your old ass and die in peace. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is responding to a race-related accusation by a former NFL.com columnist, calling the charge simply not accurate. Okay, do you want to tell us what is accurate then? What happened? The charge, Tim Trotter claims that when he questioned Jones on the issue of the lack of blacks in NFL decision-making jobs, Jones' response was, if blacks feel some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire. And honestly, to me, before Jones says that, I think that black people should do that anyway. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something, right? This right here, and I need people to hear me. Hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying, all right? When white supremacists are trying to troll you, they're actually giving you the best advice. So what people need to see, if this was me, right? I'm gonna tell you guys how my mind operates. If I got wind of Jerry Jones saying something like that, I'd be like, oh, okay. I would work to own a team. I would own a team, and the sole purpose of that team would be to completely destroy the Dallas Cowboys and bankrupt them. And every interview that I went to, I would always thank Jerry Jones for inspiring me to become a team owner. And I would never smile about it. I would say it cold-blooded and just walk off. That would be the end of the interview. And see, LeBron embraced villainy. Facts. Shout out to Torian. Torian said, remember when Laura Ingraham said LeBron needs to shut up and dribble? LeBron took that quote and marketed it, and it added to his now billionaire status. Facts. Thank you, Laura. You cloud-colored POS. Facts. I'm telling you. But I want you to understand what I'm saying. Do y'all get what I'm saying? That's why when I said, when they say go back to Africa, cool. We'll rip out a little piece of the economy like a scab and just bring it back and actually take it back to Africa and implement it into the BRICS economy. You want to keep, every time you say that kind of stuff, it's going to cost you. Anytime you do that kind of stuff, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you until the brake pads are all the way down to the metal. I believe that they believe that they've conditioned black people to the point to where many people think that doing that kind of thing is wrong, but doing that kind of thing is not wrong. Doing that kind of thing is absolutely right. Doing that kind of thing is justice. They say that because they are under the assumption, which I hate to say that they've been proven right thus far, but they're under the assumption that nobody's going to do it. The moment somebody does it and they see the effect of it being done, for one, it'll start a chain reaction because other people will do it. But at that point, it'll be too late. You know what I'm saying? So now here it said Jones in a statement that diversity and inclusion are extremely important to me personally and the NFL. Yeah, I bet, because they help you win games, because with a team of all white players, you wouldn't do shit. So yeah, diversity and inclusion are absolutely imperative to you. I think that these coaches, that if they have such a big problem with black players, I think they should be competitive with a team of all white players. Jerry Jones don't want to turn in the Dallas Cowboys from an NFL team to an NHL team, because that'd be the only place where they'd be competitive at. Trotter on Tuesday filed his discrimination lawsuit against the NFL, which issues an assortment of race-based allegations against a number of team owners. I mean, like in the NFL, they still use race norming to pay out concussion injury settlements. To act like this is out of the realms of like out of the realms of being a possibility is just people lying to themselves. Right, exactly. We need to be like the king, Michael Jackson. Eminem said something disrespectful about him on record, and he said okay and bought M's masters and owned them until he died. Facts. The full and incendiary alleged Pegula quote stemming from some players' recent sociopathic views. If black players don't like it here, they should go back to Africa and see how bad it is. You know, Russia goes to Africa all the time. And you know who else went to Africa? White people. So it must not be that bad. White people went from Europe to Africa and ain't left yet. You know what I'm saying? The Bills issued a statement from Pegula on Tuesday denying the lawsuit's allegation. The statement attributed to me in Mr. Trotter's complaint is absolutely false. I am horrified that anyone would connect me to an allegation of this kind. Racism has no place in our society, and I'm personally disgusted that my name is associated with the complaint. No, he's not. And he does believe that racism has a place in society. Yeah, I agree. Shout out to Jay. Jay says that's where these HBCUs dropped the ball. They had Dion. They needed to link up with these media moguls, Tyler Perry, Diddy, and other colleges for ESPN coverage and build from there. I agree 100%. So we got to ask ourselves the question, why is it that these places don't do that? And I'm not trying to be funny, but like when the HBCUs and all these places drop the ball, we need to put the magnifying glass on that and like fry. We need to, you know how when you put the magnifying glass in front of the sun, it'll burn something up. That's what needs to happen to any of these people. Anytime they drop the ball, like they need to get fried. They need to get fried to the point to where they're afraid to make a mistake because they're afraid of what we're gonna do to them on social media. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like hit piece after hit piece. You know what I'm saying? Getting dragged after getting dragged. You know what I'm saying? Millions of views. You know what I'm saying? Millions of watch hours. They're not gonna want that kind of publicity. They're gonna have to start doing things right. Or they're going to try to tie us up in litigation. But, you know what I'm saying? We grow the platforms big enough. We'll have enough money to be able to go, you know, heads up with them in court. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the lawsuit was filed in a New York federal court on the heels of Trotter having recently been fired by the NFL's media arm. The lawsuit claims Trotter's dismissal was in retaliation for him publicly questioning Commissioner Roger Goodell on the league's perceived lack of minority hiring. Now, what I'm curious about is how come geeks and gamers, you know, they like to call the NFL and all that stuff woke. How come they didn't do a video about this guy getting fired?